Hey guys, this is the Dutch Ruby Established 2000 here, and in this video, I'm going to discuss something that I've read about not too long ago, and that is the Annie Awards nominations for the year 2023. They were, for lack of a better word, interesting. There are some things I like about it, and some things I don't. Let's start with the movies. It appears that Wish got completely shut out. Yet, given what I have seen for myself, I honestly wasn't too surprised about that happening. However, what might surprise some of you is that Disney doesn't even have a Best Animated Feature nomination for 2023, making this the first ever occasion of that happening since the Best Animated Feature category was introduced at the awards in 1992. I also honestly happen to be losing interest in that movie anyway. In fact, according to IMDb, it stands as the fourth worst rated movie in the Disney animated canon. The only three movies that are even lower than that are Chicken Little, Strange World, and Home on the Range. I have been trying to think of ways in which Wish is really a good movie, but nothing's really coming to me. Perhaps the only reason it got praised by most of my friends is because of their rather strong bias towards Disney. Regardless, I'm still fine with people liking it, no matter how biased their tastes are. If it's any consolation to some of my friends, however, Paw Patrol the Mighty movie and Trolls Band Together also got snubbed. Boone and I should be happy about the latter, but once again, to anyone who likes the two aforementioned movies, I can handle your opinion. Speaking of DreamWorks, though, it appears that Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken got a nomination for Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation in an Animated Feature Production. Although I didn't really like Ruby Gillman, I'll let it have that nomination, because if it's animated by DreamWorks, you can rarely go wrong. I only say rarely in light of one of their movies released almost 20 years ago. The Netflix movie Leo also got one nomination for Outstanding Achievement for Editorial in an Animated Feature Production, and that's really saying something for an animated movie that came out only one day before Wish. I might check that movie out someday for myself. Another movie that got one nomination is the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and that nomination is Outstanding Achievement for Voice Acting in an Animated Feature Production for Jack Black's Bowser. Like many of you, I wish it would have been nominated for more, but beggars can't be choosers, and I should show at least a little bit of gratitude for its single nomination. While I'm still on the topic of movies, Elemental has got a surprising 6 nominations, although as I mentioned before, Best Animated Feature is not one of them. I do feel like giving that movie another chance because I rated it only 3 out of 5 the first time I watched it, and my review for that movie when I first watched it on streaming hasn't aged very well, due to it looking like I was trying to find reasons to say it wasn't that great. When the movie turns 1 in June, I will take that rewatch into consideration. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem also got 6 nominations. I haven't seen that movie yet, but I heard it to be a great Spider-Verse inspired movie, so when I get the time, I'll watch that movie. Speaking of which, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has a very solid 7 nominations. And to make me very happy, Nimona has the most nominations for movies in 2023 with a total of 9. And now on to series, whether they be TV, web, or streaming. Starting with web series, it turns out The Amazing Digital Circus got 2 nominations, which I must admit is really impressive. It got nominations for Best Character Animation in TV/Media and Outstanding Achievement for Character Animation in an Animated Television/Broadcast Production. Now, many of you who might be like, wait a minute, aren't those 2 categories basically the same thing? To answer that question, not really. The former is considered a production category, while the latter is considered an individual achievement category. Moving on to TV series, when I went to the category Outstanding Achievement for Writing in an Animated Television/Broadcast Production, I was absolutely mortified to find Rosie's Rules in that list. Now, although I do understand that there are some people out there who do like that show, I have a lot of friends who absolutely detest that show other than me. I wish that it would have been Work It Out Wombats that would get a nomination, even though I do have a handful of friends who don't like that show. And as I said before, beggars can't be choosers. Well, there's always next year, so we'll see what happens then. As far as streaming series is concerned, they did happen to give The Creature Cases a nomination, this one being in the Best Animated Television/Broadcast Production for Preschool Children. I was a bit surprised to see that happen, but nonetheless, the episode The Forest Food Bandit, which was the first episode of Chapter 3, and the episode for which the show was nominated, did start that chapter on a high note. I may watch Chapter 4 when it comes out sometime this year on Netflix, although I'm kind of skeptical for how it turns out, given that they introduced a new character named Cubby at the end of Chapter 3. I fear that with the character Cubby, the show might end up being a victim of the Two's Company, Three's a Crowd trope that plagued a few other shows, with Dragon Tales introducing the character Enrique being the first example that comes to my mind. And those were all my comments about the nominations for the Annie Awards. As I said before, it was rather interesting. What do you think of their choices? Tell me in the comments if you would like. This is the Dutch Ruby Established 2000, signing out.